Thank you very much.
Thanks a
Send
lot,
my
Nick.
love to my home city.
I certainly will.
Andy Burnham there. Now, long before most of us have ever heard of Dominic Cummings, that man from Number 10, there was Malcolm Tucker, as played by Peter Capaldi, in the thick of it. Tucker was a backroom supremo, a volatile Downing Street strategist who ate hapless ministers for lunch. I spoke to Peter earlier about the enduring appeal of that series, but first he told me about his return to the stage. Constellations, a play about love, time and quantum physics, opens in London soon. It sees 4 pairs of actors taking the play in new directions. Week by week, they swap roles, and what is a first for this dazzling piece of theatre.
It's about 2 people who fall in love and their story and what happens to them in their lives. But it's seen through the prism of the idea that there are multiple universes out there beyond this universe. There are lots of alternative universes where we exist and live, and the decisions that we made or didn't make are played out. So this is actually based on a genuine quantum physics theory, which I don't quite understand.
Yes, you don't need to understand quantum physics in order to enjoy it.
Not in the slightest.
It's intriguing that you say different universes, because there are different casts playing the same character, aren't there?
Because of the nature of the play, we can do it with totally different, casts from different kind of areas, in the sense that Zoe, who is absolutely wonderful and I'm thrilled to be working with, she and I are, let's say, the mature cast in terms of years. But there's also a young cast, a gay cast. We have a black cast. We have, but none of the, the wonderful thing about the play is that none of that really matters.
To viewers of this programme, you're known, of course, for Doctor Who, but for many, for being Malcolm Tucker. What do you think Malcolm would have made of what we're hearing and reading from real life insider Dominic Cummings in Downing Street?
I can't really say what Malcolm would say, because the language would be, unusable. But I think it's, I think in many ways what we're seeing, of course, is like the thick of it, because of the levels of vitriol and absurdity and ego that are going on. But at the same time, it's beyond that. It's a kind of tragicomic situation without the comic bit in it, really. I think it's beyond a joke. These are the people who are supposed to look after us, and they're behaving in a way which I think is not funny. So I don't even think Malcolm would exist in this world. I think he's too good for this world.
Because when you played him, people were stunned by the things he said. And some thought was wildly over the top. Nobody could possibly behave that way. It's a cliche, I know, Peter, but we're kind of learning, aren't we, that truth is stranger than fiction.
When we did the thick of it, we had a number of people inside government who would advise us. We had our own advisors from inside the government of that time, who would keep us in the right direction. And yes, we were quite shocked initially to discover that that was the nature of that business. And some of those people, of course, are now in higher positions in government, and they did supply us with a lot of material. But it's not. I suppose it's a really high-powered, high-pressurized existence, and people are dealing with very, very important issues. So they are going to become. Their spirits are going to become very high and animated.
The latest Cummings text describing the Prime Minister as a gaff machine, clueless about policy and government. It's not bad. I mean, I think Malcolm would have been pretty proud of that.
Yes, I don't know whether he's secretly been in touch with, Tony Roach or Simon Blackwell, some of the thick writers, or Armando Iannucci, perhaps doing his material. But yes, I mean, it is. But it kind of goes beyond the thick of it. It's kind of Dickensian and bleak. I don't know what to. I find it depressing.
Well, the good news is we've got live theatre back. Constellations is opening, and Peter Capaldi, best of luck with it, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much. My pleasure.
Constellations by Nick Payne runs until August at the Vaudeville Theatre in London. It's directed by Michael Longhurst. My final guest this week did something rather unusual this week. He summoned the cameras to say sorry. He's the Lord Chancellor, the Justice Secretary, Robert Buckland. We're going to come